Alright, we're going to start chapter 6, finally into trig. So we're going to start with some angle measures now in trig. So, positive and negative angles. Okay, positive angles. This is just an example. This is an angle in the first quadrant. And normally when you're going for positive, you are going in terms of things that are counter clockwise. So notice how it goes in this direction as a positive angle. This angle right here would be positive, but we need to go counterclockwise in that direction right there. And this angle here would be a positive angle if we went counterclockwise in that direction. And this is just to show you that you could even loop around as long as you're going counterclockwise. That is a positive angle. So positive angles are counterclockwise. However, what about negative angles? Negative angles, you are moving in a clockwise direction. So going down this way, this negative angle here is moving in a counterclockwise direction. And this here is to show you that we're moving in a counterclockwise direction for negative angles. Or sorry, clockwise direction for negative angles. Clockwise.
Once again, things that could have been brought to my attention yesterday!
So, some sample angles. This would be 360 degrees. If I started here, this would be degree 0. Go around, this would be 90. This would be 180. This would be 270. 360 degrees the whole way around, which think about it like this. 360 degrees is a circle as well. There is 90 degrees from 0 to straight up and down is 90. This going around one time here is 360, and then going another time around would be half of that. So that other half would be a 180. So it would be a 360 and a 180, which would, when you add them together, give you 540 degrees. Right? 360 plus 180. And this right here, if I was going in the clockwise direction, that means it's negative. And this is 90 degrees here. And this is 180. So this is somewhere right in between 90 and 180. Well, right in between those two would be about, anywhere in between like a 120-ish, 140-ish. So we'll just say this is negative 135. Right in between there, 90, if that's halfway, that's 45. So 90 plus 45 is 135, and it's in a negative direction. This is a positive because it's going counterclockwise, and straight line is 180, so we know it's really darn close to 180. So this is just me making a rough guess. Let's say it's like 150. So example 1, if theta is 60 degrees in standard position, find two positive and two negative coterminal angles. This stuff is really, really simple. Okay, so coterminal means angles that are in the same spot. So if I had an angle at 60 degrees and I went around the circle, what would it be at that position? Again, if I went a full entire way around, right back to where I started, is what we're getting at. So to find positive coterminal angles, all you're going to do is very simply add 360 to the angle. That's it. So my original angle is 60 plus 360. I add them together. My first coterminal angle would be 420 degrees. So how do I find another positive coterminal angle? I take that 420 and I add another 360 to it. So we're going around the circle again. And when you add that there, you end up getting 780 degrees. So those are your two positive coterminal angles. Yep, so if this is 60 degrees, what I'm saying is if I went around one time, again, that would be 420 degrees. Right? And if I went around again, that would be 780 degrees. Okay? So this is just to show you how we're getting that. So to find some negative ones now. If we found positive ones by adding 360, then your assumption of subtracting 360 would be correct. So 60 minus 360, you end up with negative 300 degrees. That is a negative coterminal angle. And then you take this one and you subtract 360 again to get negative 660. And those are your two negative coterminal angles. So here's 60 degrees. So if we went around, we would end up getting negative 300, negative 300, and then if we went around again, we'd end up with negative 660 degrees. So, an acute angle. Very simple. Most of you have heard this your entire lives. An acute angle is a number that is in between 0 and 90. It's not 90. It's not 0. It's in between 0 and 90. That is an acute angle. Obtuse angle is not 90 degrees, and it's not 180 degrees. 90 is a right angle. 180 is a straight line, so it's in between 90 and 180. Complementary angles. Those are two angles or more angles that add up to be 90 degrees. Is a complementary angle. So complementary means adds up to give you 90. Supplementary angles. Supplementary means adds up to give you 180 degrees. So supplementary adds up to be 180. Complementary adds up to be 90.
The law offices of Bluster and Dolan.
Find angles complementary to this. 25 degrees, 43 minutes, and 37 seconds. So, that one is minutes, that one is seconds. You gotta remember what those lines mean. We cannot subtract until we put them both in terms of minutes and seconds. So, remember this little thing when you're doing minutes and seconds. It makes it much easier. There are 60 minutes in an hour, so treat this degree thing. Pretend like degree is the equivalent of hour, okay? There is 60 minutes in an hour, and there are 60 seconds in a minute. So 90 degrees could be rewritten as 90 degrees, and then we subtract the 25 degrees, 43 minutes, and 37 seconds. The problem is we have no minutes and we have no seconds, so somehow we have to line this up so we can subtract them nice and evenly. So I'm going to rewrite this 90 degrees as 89 degrees, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pool a 60 over here. So it's 89 degrees, 60 minutes. Well, the point is, again, well, how did I get this? Well, this is what I mean. There are, in 1 hour, 60 minutes, and then in 1 minute, so I took that 1 minute away, and I created 60 seconds out of that. That's why it's 89, 59, 60. If I added these backwards, notice how I would get 90, right? If I take that 1 minute and put it here, that would give me 60 minutes. If I take that minutes and add that to hours, that would give me 90 degrees or hours. Okay, so that's why it's 89, 59, and 60. So I'm really subtracting these two. So now I can subtract the seconds, and now I can subtract the minutes. Remember, 60 seconds in a minute, which makes that 60 seconds in a minute, which makes it 60 minutes. There are 60 minutes in an hour, which adds 1 degree to 89, making it 90. So when I start subtracting here, I get 23 seconds. I get 16 minutes and 64 degrees.
Well.
Okay, decimals are simpler. We don't have to rewrite anything. 90 degrees, I can just write as 90.00 minus 73.26. So this is just like subtraction in general. That becomes an 8. That becomes a 10. I got to take that 9 away, making this a 10. I take a 1 away, making that a 9, making this a 10, and now I can subtract. So that's a 4, a 7, a 6, and a 1. So 16.74 degrees. Much, much simpler with degrees. And when we come back, with decimals, when we come back here, we will take a look at radians.